everybody, welcome to another recap of Survivor Nicaragua. Last time, Tyrone was voted off. So, at Espada, Dan is feeling like this might be the week that he wants to quit. Until Holly talks him out of it. God, will you put Dan out of his misery already? He's just like, sad. At Flor, Jill and Marty are the targets because they're two out of the three oldies that they had to take into that tribe, and Jane is pretty much fitting in with the youngsters, so nobody likes Jill and Marty, unfortunately, especially since Marty walked in there and was like, I got the hidden immunity idol. Alright, it's time for the immunity challenge, but guess what, kids? It's not tribal immunity, it is individual immunity. One from each tribe is going to be winning immunity because both tribes are going to be voting somebody off this week. Alright, so the deal is you gotta dig up 3 rings, one at a time, throw them up into the air, catch them in your friggin' fanny pack, and run them back. And the first person to get 3 is the winner of individual immunity. But this is where it gets interesting, because there's always a twist in Survivor. The winner of immunity from each tribe goes head to head in a 3 ring toss. Whoever gets 3 first wins dinner for their tribe to be eaten in front of the other tribal council. Sweet. Alright, so Holly wins for Espada. Jill wins for Flor. So the 2 oldies take home immunity for their, in their individual tribes. And Jill faced off against Holly and really squeaked in by a ring. She won the feast for Flor. Alright, so at Flor, the plans were ruined because Jill has immunity and Marty has the hidden immunity idol. So they hatched this plan to flush out the idol. They're going to have 3 votes for Marty, and they're going to have 3 votes for Kelly B because they really don't like her either, because she's a threat, because she's only got 1 leg, and they're banking on everyone feeling sorry for her and wanting to give her the money. Alright, so, and she was never really on board with their alliance anyhow. So, Espada, it's either going to be Yve or Dan. Yve, because I guess they were suspecting that she was in an alliance with Tyrone, which she was not. Or Dan, because he is just a freaking sad sack veal who can't move because he is broken. Alright, so he's pretty gimpy. At Flor, they tell Fabio about the plan that they want to get rid of Marty. But he don't want to get rid of Marty because he likes Marty. Marty told him that he was a grandmaster in chess. And Fabio totally bought it because Fabio is an empty head. He doesn't know what's going on. You could sell him something he totally does not need. Although he could really use a brain right now. Alright, so it's tribal time for Flor, and Jeff, he's talking about, Jeff always targets the people who have the biggest secrets. If the people at tribal would learn that, they would really know what was going on without really knowing what was going on. So yes, Marty has the idol. He marched in there the day he came into their tribe, hung it up on the tree. So you gonna use it or what, Marty? You just hanging it on the tree or what? Kelly B feels comfortable. That should have been a red flag that Jeff called her out, but no, she was oblivious. And Brenda totally turns the tables on Marty and says that Jane has to worry about Marty and Jill voting for her. Because they totally were. Alright, so Marty, in a panic, as his eyes are bugging out of his head, says, vote for Brenda to all the oldies, but he's only got 1 oldie in his bag. He doesn't have Jane, and he doesn't know it because he's too dumb. Alright, so let's see. Jill keeps the idol. Time for the vote. Marty feels... but he doesn't play the idol. And it's a tie between Marty and Kelly. 3 votes each. And by the way, there were 2 for Brenda as well. So it's time to revote. And Kelly B is voted out. So it was neither here nor there. I mean, Well, it's pretty big for Marty because he didn't play the idol, and that would have been really sad if he had gone home without actually playing the idol. So he took a huge risk there. Espada time. They trot in the Espada tribe, and they have to sit there and watch them eat. And yeah, Jeff called out Fabio eating away, and Nyanka was, that's her arch nemesis, and she was like, did I have to call out him, Jeff? Alright, at the Espada tribal, Yve totally calls out Dan and is like, yo, Jeff, he wanted to quit. And Dan was like, yeah, maybe for about 2 seconds I wanted to quit, but I want to stay. And by the way, Yve, you're arrogant. I think Yve is the last person to be calling arrogant, especially when Dan does nothing but talk about his mansions, his Ferrari, his Range Rover. What a bore. Alright, so Holly keeps her immunity, and Yve is voted off, unfortunately. I was really hoping that it was going to be Dan's week, but you know what? They like veal. They want to keep Dan around so that they can just keep him in a box and poke him with a stick, I suppose. Alright, so next time, Sash asks Marty for the idol. Yeah, he's got some big ones. Jane, she's a secret eater. She cooks herself up a fish. She's not sharing. And Fabio, he doesn't care about anybody else. He peed in the pool. Yeah. Alright, so till next week, much love.